Everything that is alive may have life, but not everything that has life is actually living. Listen to me. To truly go through this life, existing but not living, is to allow life to happen to you instead of stepping into your autonomy and allowing life to happen for you. I believe in the power that you possess to orchestrate the nuances and details of your life, not for personal gain, but for impact. And a life lived for impact is a life lived. Today, I want to talk about mindset. I want to help you to understand the power that you possess in truly making up your mind to soar, making up your mind to win, making up your mind to achieve, to become, making up your mind to heal. I want to help you to transform your thoughts so that you can transform your life. I want to share with you 3 profound principles that will shift your mind so that you don't walk through this life allowing the excuses to derail you or even delay you from your destiny, but that you step into ownership and that ultimately you will unlock things that surprises you. I believe there's a version of you that you have not met. And this isn't something that just is motivational. The truth is I'm not after motivation. The truth is my goal is revelation, because I believe that motivation gets you going, but revelation and truth is the thing that ultimately changes your application. And application, I'm talking about the right things done at the right way in the right time, is the thing that allows you to experience a transformation in your life. I want you to be transformed, which is change at the core. But in order to change your life, you must first begin by changing your mind. Not allowing these things to continue to guide you and to lead you, not being a leaf in the wind, but being bold in your stance so that you cannot be controlled by your circumstance. I want you to understand that, yes, your pain could be the thing that is used to break you, or it could be the thing that you use for a breakthrough. I want you to know that this could be the end of your story, or it could be the push that you need to ultimately create history. But all of it begins with a shift in your mindset. You harness power to create, to achieve, to become, regardless of having a point of reference, regardless of having an example, regardless of all of these things. Yes, exposure matters, but you can still become what you've never actually seen by making a decision to put yourself in a position to stretch the limits on what has been around you, to start igniting the gift within you. You know, I believe most of us have this internal voice, this internal thing that gives us inspiration, dreams, ideas, concepts, things that sometimes we disqualify ourselves for, not because it's not for us, not because we can't actually bring those things into time, but because we don't believe. And I'll tell you right now that your belief is the foundation for your breakthrough. That in order for you to break through, it begins at your belief, not the belief of others. Not the belief of who says you can or who says you can't. It's your belief. It's what you choose to believe that actually becomes the foundation for your breakthrough. And this belief is first curated, cultivated, and created in your mind. So I want to help you to understand the power of your mindset by giving you 3 principles. And I want you to lean in here because we're going to run through this. The first principle that I want you to grasp in order to truly transform your life through the power of your mindset, we're shifting minds here, is this principle that you cannot eliminate what you don't illuminate. Come on, let me say it again. That you cannot eliminate what you don't illuminate. That in order for you to truly get to a better state, better moment, better life, you must confront the thing that has been chasing you. You must confront the thing that you know is standing in your way. You must confront the fear, the limiting belief, the insecurity, the inadequacy, that you must confront it. No more can you hide from it or hide it and assume that because you don't see it, it's not there. Because these thoughts, these limiting beliefs have their way of creeping into your life at an inopportune time. And in order for you to truly go to that next level, you cannot truly hide from or hide the thing that you must confront in order to truly get the help that you need. Because here's why. In order to effectively grow, you must heal. Healing and growth are two totally different things, but they're interconnected. Healing is dealing with the trauma, the residue, the limiting beliefs, the things that are affecting your ability to truly be confident in who you are, to embrace your story, to embrace the nuances of what have happened to you. Not saying that it was right, but saying that I will not allow what has happened to me to continue to happen through me. That when we heal, that's when we can effectively grow, because now we're placing the thoughts, the concepts, the methods, the methodologies on a firm foundation. I would argue that most of us are not placing the things that we're trying to achieve on a firm foundation. And so we believe that maybe it's not going to work, or maybe it's not even for us, simply because we're not doing the work to heal. This mindset shift to transform your life is that in order to eliminate it, you must illuminate it. I want you to think about the thing that maybe you avoid, the thing that you need to confront, that you know shows up in your life in different ways and even in different times. That sometimes you may blame other people for what you know is really you deflecting. And I want you to understand, in order for me to really be able to transform my life, I must illuminate this. I must bring it to the surface. I must confront it. I must forgive. I must have that hard conversation. I must be transparent with my mom or my dad about how that thing affected my life. I must be transparent in my relationships, that I keep diminishing myself for the sake of fitting in with the people around me. I must admit that sometimes I suffer with the disease to please. I must illuminate it in order to eliminate it, because the only way to address something is to truly confess something. Can I talk to somebody in here? So I want us to shift our minds, because if we continue to hide from it, if we continue to bury it, if we continue to suppress it, here's what will happen. Ultimately, when we go to dig it up, we'll forget where we buried it. Here's the second thing I want you to understand. If we're going to shift our mindset and understand the power of mindset, is that yes, you can make a shift, that at any moment you can decide to make the shift. The second principle is that you must choose vision over validation. The mindset shift that you must have in order to transform your life by transforming the way you think is that you must choose vision over validation. Oftentimes there's a war happening between vision and validation. Vision is usually intrinsic. Vision is that dream, that idea, that concept of a better life, the things that you want to achieve with your life, the things that you want to become, the places that you want to go. I want you to walk with me, dream with me for a minute. You see, most of us have drowned a little child in our life. We've held this childlike wonder down, and we've stopped ourselves from dreaming of possibilities. We sometimes just go through this transactional way of living, and we're not seeking the true essence of our existence. We're not tapping into the greatest gift that we all possess, which is the gift of creativity. And that vision, that intrinsic thing that you see, is oftentimes destroyed by validation. Validation is external. Vision usually begins internally. I want you to track with me. And sometimes we filter our vision through the validation that comes from others. Others who don't have the vision, who don't see the vision, who are not supposed to see the vision because the vision didn't come to them, it came to you. Others who are looking at your vision through the lens of their broken experiences, through the lens of their things, their trauma. Come on, talk to me now. And it's impossible to look through broken lens and not see brokenness in what you're looking at. So oftentimes we can believe that our vision is broken because we're filtering that vision through the lens of broken people who are attempting to validate that what we see is meaningful, that it can come to life. Can I share a personal story with you? There's so many people even my own family at times, who in the beginning stages of this purpose and this mission, me walking away from a 9 to 5 to pursue this thing that I believe I was created to do, that at first it seemed so foreign that people doubted it, not because they didn't want what's best for me, but it is difficult to believe in what you can't see. That oftentimes people struggle to believe in it because they can't see it. And if we continue to filter our vision through validation, now I'm not talking about mentorship and coaching and taking your idea to somebody who won't diminish it, but somebody who can help you to figure out how to do it. Come on, because that's the difference. How you know you're dealing with somebody who is actually good for you is that they don't attempt to belittle or diminish what you see, but they help you to see what you don't see in order to see what you see come to life. But if we continue to seek validation over vision, we will live a belittled and diminished life. And ultimately, at the end of our lives, we will lack the fulfillment that we should have simply because we chose validation over vision. Here's a third thing, and the last mindset shift I want you to understand, that it's on me. It's on me. It's on you. You see, you're responsible for your own life. So many of us can spend our lives blaming where we came from, blaming what we didn't have, blaming what we had, blaming who we had. Go on. And we can pass the buck of ownership to certain situations and circumstances constantly. And by passing this buck of ownership, family, we never truly sit with the fact that it's on me. Listen, you're looking at a man who came from a small Caribbean island, an island that I love. But in context, for the vision and where things are now, and I believe I'm just scratching the surface of what I'm going to be able to achieve and impact. Where I came from versus where I am. If I believe that I was just a small person from a small island versus I had a big dream and big vision, and I'm from a place where so many people have big dreams and big visions. If I allowed my circumstance to determine my stance, I would have limited what I could become, what I could achieve. If I allowed your perception of me to limit what I believe I could achieve, I would have truly settled for a place less than what I had the capacity to achieve and or become. And so what I want us to understand, that regardless of where you've come from, what you're dealing with, what you're fighting, it's on you. That if you make the decision today to do the things necessary to feed your mind, and you must feed your mind in a way that you want your mind to grow. Come on. Whatever you put in is going to be directly proportionate to what you get out. That you cannot get potential out of what you don't put potential into. And so if you want to see certain things happen, it begins with first understanding that your mind has power and that you can shift your life by shifting the way that you think. I want to inspire you today. I want you to understand that you have value and that regardless of what you may be dealing with or what you have dealt with, you still have an opportunity to make a shift. No matter your age or stage, whether you're rich, poor, not sure, or could use some more, there is an opportunity for you to seize the moment today to shift the way that you think in order to shift your life. And I believe that if your mind can conceive this and your heart will believe it, then your hands, family, can create the life, you can create the impact, you can create the love, you can create the legacy that you desire. Go out there, shift your mind so that you can shift and transform your life. I'll see you soon.